All right, guys, welcome back to Episode 2 of the Inside the Lines podcast, where we will have sports update and news on all the latest in the sports world. We got a lot going on this weekend. We had the Super Bowl, obviously, biggest sporting event in the world, pretty much, no, in the USA, but pretty huge, big game. Rams come away with the win, 23-20. What did you guys think of the performances?
Marcus,
Yeah,
I'll start with you.
I was really impressed by obviously he went down pretty early, but OBJ had a really good game up until the injury. He obviously had the first touchdown, won a little bit of money on that. But I was really impressed with him all year once he went to the Rams. Definitely kind of broke back out into the type of receiver we saw in New York. And then also Cooper Cup, obviously. He won the Super Bowl MVP. Definitely deserved it.
I won money on that
Yeah.
one.
I lost money.
Like what?
Just
Like
wanna
I think almost 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. He just had a crazy year to cap it off with a game like that. I think the Rams receiving core overall played pretty well, especially after OBJ went out. They had a couple plays from the other guys as well. So
Yeah, it was an interesting game. I had fun. I mean, I thought the Rams were gonna win. I wanted Bengals, but at the end of the day, they played well. Both teams. I'm just glad they had fun.
You're glad they
Yeah.
had fun. As we all are. Yeah, I mean, the big takeaway for me is that I think the Rams stars were all really good in that game, and for the Bengals, you couldn't really say the same. Joe Mixon wasn't really himself. He had 72 yards, no touchdowns, which isn't terrible, but it's the Super Bowl. You need guys out there performing their best every time, and the Bengals stars didn't really come through. I would say you can't really put blame on Joe Burrow. I mean, the stat that he's been sacked 70 times this year. Andrew Whitworth has given up 60 career sacks in his career for the Rams. So that's a crazy stat. Joe Burrow was under pressure all year and he found his way to the Super Bowl. Maybe had a little bit of luck behind him, but you can't put that on him. It was a great season out of him, and nobody expected them to make it this far. So respect to the Bengals as an organization as a whole. What did you guys think about the halftime show? Let's talk a little bit halftime show.
so
I
leave that to you, Thomas. I didn't actually watch
okay.
the halftime show, so
So me personally, I thought it was a bit of an underwhelming halftime show. I thought that everyone, it kind of felt like a mix of everyone. Everyone kind of had like their own little segments, and this is at least my opinion.
Wrong.
That's fine. That's fine. I thought all the performances went great. I just think performing together, eh.
All right. Well, I thought it was the best halftime show that there's ever been. Uh, the Kendrick Lamar could have used a little bit more time, but his part was fire.
Kendrick's was
Eminem's
fire.
entrance was fire. Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg's entrance was fire. 50 Cent, I didn't even know he was going to be
Bro,
there,
when
but
I
that
saw
was
50
also
Cent hanging
fire.
upside down, I was like, what the? I was
Yeah,
like, what?
I don't know how there was something that you couldn't like about it. He brought it back to the old music video. That's what he was doing in the music video. He looks a little bit
Oh,
bigger than
okay.
he used to, but
It's fine.
respect. I think they did a great job. So Thomas is
It's
wrong on
fine.
that
Can we
one,
talk
but
about that Jamar Chase one-handed catch on Jalen Ramsey?
in the
That was
first half of the
that
game, that was
was
crazy.
that was pretty
that
nice.
was
Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are
incredible.
going to be one of the best wide receiver
Yeah.
quarterback duos in the league for a long time.
Oh,
I'm very excited.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean, I think it has a lot. You can't expect that much out of two young
no.
guys like that. Like Jamar Chase is still a rookie. I've seen people in the media after the game saying Jamar Chase didn't really do as much as he could have done. I mean,
I thought he did.
let me
Yeah.
see his stats here. He had 5 catches for 90 yards. I mean, it's not the best game he's ever had, but he's a rookie in the Super Bowl with a second-year quarterback and a terrible O-line. I think he did pretty good. You can't expect a ton out of these
No.
guys
Yeah.
being in the position that they're in, and they shouldn't. No, nobody's going to say that the Bengals are the number one team that deserve to be there.
Yeah.
obviously they won, so they do deserve to be there. But
They nearly won.
they
Yeah, I mean they
They
kept
had
it a
some
lot closer than I thought.
lucky
I mean,
streaks.
if you look at the stats that they kind of had, I mean, Joe Burrow was sacked 7 times in that game. Through, I mean, he didn't throw. I think he threw like under. Did he throw over 200 yards? I think he might have, but a lot of those were like 50-yard throws. We had the 75-yard touchdown to Higgins, and then like a 50-yard throw to Chase. Those 2 throws both added up to like half of his yards.
He had 263 yards and 1 touchdown.
So I mean, obviously those aren't like crazy stats, but I think everything on offense definitely stemmed from the mismatch on the lines. I mean, I think if they had a better O line, they definitely could have won that game, even like with that bad O line. I mean, well, on the I think it was 3rd and 1 on the last drive, and it was a running play, and they bring in Samaje Perine. Like I don't understand the logic in that. Like you're going to try to tie the game in the Super Bowl, and you don't put your best running back in there to make that play.
There were a couple plays that I watched where it was Samaje Perine, and I was just like, if that's Joe Mixon, he makes that play. I don't know why.
Like a pretty good game. Like he had a couple of runs that looked like they were about 10 yards or over. I mean, they weren't really stopping the run a whole lot. Joe Mixon was getting some good yards in the ground. I don't know how many.
They were just getting unlucky on the 4th-and-1s. I mean, the beginning of the game, they went on a 4th-and-1 and lost it. That nearly turned.
Another fact about Joe Mixon is that he does have more passing touchdowns in the Super Bowl than Aaron Rodgers does in the past 10 years. So just a little fact about that. Had to throw in some Aaron Rodgers slander in there. But another big thing, Matt Stafford, first year with the Rams. He was on the Lions for so long, comes to the Rams, immediately wins the Super Bowl. I mean, this has to open up some ideas for other quarterbacks out there. The past 2 years, Tom Brady won a Super Bowl with the team that he just went to. Matthew Stafford won a Super Bowl with the team that he just went to. What do the other quarterbacks have to be thinking?
They got to find the right set pieces. I think if they have the right set pieces, that would kind of entice the quarterbacks. I mean, Aaron Rodgers currently has the chance to possibly go get another Super Bowl, depending on where he wants to go. He has that talent. There are talent elsewhere in the NFL, and now with, I would say, the Rams' kind of vacancy with possible retirements happening, I would say he could come out on top if he does stay in the NFC.
Yeah, I think one point definitely to look towards is I think there is going to be a lot more quarterback movement moving forward. I mean, the past 2 Super Bowls were a quarterback that was like viewed as good, goes to a new team that has pretty much every piece there other than the quarterback, and they go win a Super Bowl. And I think another thing to look at is we really saw the opposite sides of the spectrum when it comes to like the current situation that quarterback could be in, whether it's Matthew Stafford, where he was a good quarterback in probably the worst franchise of the last 20 years. He moves on, wins a Super Bowl. And the same can be said with Brady, who had probably the most successful franchise of the last 20 years. He moved on as well and made a Super Bowl. So I think you could see quarterbacks that if they think their value is more than their team, they think they can go win somewhere else, no matter what the situation is. I think looking at both the previous examples, any quarterback could really move and try to find some success.
Yeah, well, if I'm looking at the Denver Broncos right now, I don't know how Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers are not just like trying to make everything happen so that they can get to the Denver Broncos right now. They're the one team that, if you look at them, they have like space to move around. They have all the talent that they need. They just don't have the quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's a team. Another team's the Colts.
Ooh, yeah.
Apparently, the Colts are not very happy with Carson Wentz. So, I mean, the Colts have just as many weapons as the Broncos, maybe even more.
Yeah.
That could be a good landing spot. If I'm one of those 2 quarterbacks, I'm looking to get out and go to one of those teams and try to do what Matthew Stafford and Tom Brady just did. I mean, the Packers, I think Aaron Rodgers will end up staying, but there's a lot of uncertainty in that roster right now with the cap space. Mm-hmm. They're going to have to move some stuff around. So
it's going to be exciting.
And
oh yeah, for sure.
I will say about Aaron Rodgers, to defend him for a second, he does have Devontae Adams, who is arguably the best wide receiver in the league. But if you look at these other guys, Matthew Stafford has Cooper Kupp and OBJ and Robert Woods if he was around. Brady had Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Antonio Brown when he won the Super Bowl.
And Gronkowski.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, and
Aaron Rodgers has Devontae Adams and who's next? Allen Lazard.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. No, honestly, I think Adams and Rogers, I personally see them doing pretty much the same thing next season, whether it be staying with the Packers or moving to a different team. Obviously, Adams will
Yeah.
probably get tagged, but it seems like they kind of want to stay together. So if Rogers were to move, I could see Adams going with him, and that would definitely create a receiver room, kind of similar to what you've been seeing, where Cooper Cup, you got like the probably the best receiver in the league, best one of the best seasons of all time, and you still have guys like OBJ, Robert Woods in there making plays because that's just the way the NFL works today. Is you can't just have one great
Yeah.
receiver and to put you over the top.
Imagine Aaron Rodgers on the Broncos with still Devontae Adams,
Oh
but
my
now he
god,
has Cortland Sutton and Jerry
that would be
Judy.
crazy.
I mean, I think
Playing
that's
in,
a
yeah.
Super Bowl team,
Yeah,
and same with the Colts.
yeah,
I mean, they don't have like like Pittman's
Hmm.
good. He's not like a big name, but he's a solid
Yeah.
number two receiver.
yeah. And he had a
Like
breakout year this year.
he's better than Allen
Like he
Lazard.
definitely
Yeah,
made strides this year. I think with a quarterback like Rodgers. I mean, obviously, I don't think Carson Wentz had a
yeah,
great season this year. There are a couple of
yeah.
game stat lines where it's just like he's not doing much. I think Rodgers could definitely put Pittman in that kind of conversation of like a top 20 to 30 receiver because he had a really good year this year compared to last year. I personally like the Colts as a better landing spot than the Broncos just because I don't know if I can see going through that division and winning a Super Bowl. It definitely, obviously, possible with Rodgers. That'd be a great team with the Broncos. But going through Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and Derek Carr, all who almost made the playoffs this year, if not made it, I would definitely like the Colts as a better division matchup option. Although Stafford did just win with the Rams in the NFC West, so I guess anything is possible.
Uh, yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens this offseason. Obviously, we'll talk about it more as the time comes for these quarterbacks to make their decisions. Um, Another quarterback who has had a little bit of controversy right now. I don't think he's trying to leave, but Kyler Murray, he deleted his Instagram posts. He unfollowed the Cardinals. A lot of people were originally saying maybe he wants out of the Cardinals because he kept a picture with CeeDee Lamb. Um, I think most people are now saying he wants to get paid, which I understand. He he took that team. He's turned that team
Yeah.
around, and it's been all centered around him. And he's gotten better every year. At some point, you got to pay him. He did just post something 20 hours ago at the time that we're recording this. He said, I play this game for the love of it, my teammates, everyone who has helped me to get to this position and believed in me and to win championships. All of this nonsense is not what I'm about, never has been, never will be. Anyone who has ever stepped in between those lines with me knows how hard I go. Love me or hate me, but I'm going to continue to grow and get better. So I think basically he's staying with the Cardinals. He wants money. He didn't really say too much about like what he really wants there, but if you're a young quarterback like him who's had a couple injuries already, probably going to want your money soon.
Yeah,
Definitely. I think he's a little fed up. And I think what was also funny is that the Cardinals also deleted majority of their Instagram posts besides two of Kyler Murray
Yeah,
and I think it was with CeeDee Lamb as well during
it
the
was with
Pro Bowl,
CeeDee.
and then they put all their photos back. I thought that was pretty funny by the Cardinals organization, though.
Yeah,
Good little NFL banter.
yeah, yeah. I also agree. I think Kyler's definitely probably looking for some money. I mean, with the injuries he's had, he was injured at the end of last year. He was kind of injured at the end of this year. If you look at quarterbacks kind of in his similar play style, like Lamar Jackson, who also hasn't been paid yet, he's been having some major injuries. So I would say it's probably more likely that it's that where he's trying to get paid because, I mean, you don't know the shelf life of a quarterback of his play style. I'd say probably the only one to really adapt was Russell Wilson, other than like, because I mean, Robert Griffin getting injured back when he was young. So I could definitely see him wanting money.
yeah,
There was also a
Mhm.
report that said Kyler was kind of like on his own in the locker room, and that he was frustrated with their playoff loss. And I think this also kind of
yeah.
demerits that in the sense that he's just trying to win, but that he needs to get some money as well.
I think he might be trying to get not only money but a little bit more control too. Maybe because I did see those reports that he was frustrated with the playoff loss. He might be trying to say, "Hey, like you're centering this team around me. Come to me to find out like what pieces
Yeah.
I need to succeed and see if it works then.
Like if you're putting all my trust
Could
in
be
me,
another
it's
thing.
got to go both
Yeah.
ways. I feel like they're kind of using
Yeah.
him at this point, and he wants to be more of a voice in this
Yeah.
organization.
He wants to be in control. Which is understandable. I saw a interview with Joe Burrow leading up to the Super Bowl where him and Zach Taylor, they they run over plays, and if Zach Taylor calls a play that Joe Burrow isn't comfortable with, he says,
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable with that one, and they take it out of the playbook. Maybe like that could be happening in Arizona too. That could happen everywhere, but maybe that's something that Kyler Murray is frustrated with, is he needs more control as to what works for him.
Mhm.
Yeah. And we're definitely seeing that a lot more, especially in recent years, with Brady having a lot of the influence on who the Bucs kind of brought in for the Super Bowl run last year, as well as I'm sure when the Bengals drafted Jamar Chase, there was a lot of influence from Joe Burrow to kind of get him in there instead of an O-lineman. So Kyler's probably seeing that around the league and trying to get it for himself.
Yeah. All right. Well, so lots of quarterback movement that could happen. We don't think Kyler Murray is going anywhere. I honestly don't think Aaron Rodgers is going anywhere. I think both Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson should look to go somewhere, but time will tell. Going into next year, there are way too early power rankings coming out. I think the ones we looked at had the Chiefs at number 1, the Bills at number 2, and then the Rams. Was that? I mean, it's hard to say two teams that didn't make the Super Bowl are going to be number 1 and 2, but if you look at those rosters with those young quarterbacks, it's hard to argue against them being the two best teams in the league, even though they didn't make it to the Super Bowl. I mean, Bengals need to get some consideration, but I think they need to increase their O-line if they want another chance at a Super Bowl.
Yep.
And then in the NFC, I think there's too much uncertainty with a lot of those teams. The Rams, I mean, if they have a lot of their key players back, they're always a threat to come back. But I don't know. I think the safest bets are probably Kansas City and Buffalo. Would you guys agree?
would
I
agree with
definitely
that as
agree with
well.
that.
All right. That being said, we have our way too early 2023 Super Bowl predictions. And we are going to give the two teams and the exact score. That way, if it ends up being that and the exact score, we're like the coolest people in the world. So, do either of you guys have it, or do you want me to start?
I'll let you
Yeah,
start.
you can start. I'm thinking.
All right. I believe for next year's Super Bowl, it is going to be the Rams again versus the Bills, and the Bills are going to win 27-24.
All right. Well, I'm also going to pick the Bills to win it. I feel like they're kind of due at this point with how well Josh Allen's been playing. I have no idea. I feel like the NFC is kind of wide open. I'm going to go with the sleeper pick, though, and pick the Niners, Bills to win it 30-23.
All right.
You're really putting a first year starting quarterback.
I'm taking the risk. I think the NFC is wide open right now. No idea what
it is wide open. That's why I went with the safe pick.
Oh,
of the
you
Rams,
boys are
so
gonna laugh at me. I got Buffalo versus the Cowboys.
Versus the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
I don't know about the
Cowboys. Wait.
Thomas, I'll put $20 on it right now that the Cowboys will not be in next year's
Let me
Super
just
Bowl.
say the score. I think it's going to be 36-32.
All right.
36-32. Who wins?
Buffalo.
Yeah. So we all have Buffalo winning.
So do all three of us have Buffalo
Yeah.
winning the Super Bowl next year?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
kind of a
Josh
hot
Allen's
take,
due.
but
I mean, after that game they lost against the Chiefs, like
I think the Bills beat the Chiefs in the playoffs
I think
next
they
year.
do as well.
Yes.
Because they're 0-2 against the Chiefs now in the playoffs.
Yeah, and if the
versus
Bengals
Cowboys.
don't improve, if the Bengals don't improve their O line, there's no way they can beat the Chiefs, but they're not beating Buffalo with
I would
that O
agree.
line.
Although I think if they can improve their O line, I think if they can keep the rest of their team, they're definitely probably top 3 with Chiefs and Bills.
Yeah. I have no doubt in my mind that they can make it back to the Super Bowl next year if they continue to do what they did this year, but their O line needs to improve. other stuff needs to happen, and we'll all see,
We'll see next
as
year.
time goes.
Yeah.
Again, this is way too early, so we'll keep these predictions out there. We'll probably make more predictions once next season starts. But there it is, our way too early Super Bowl
God, I'm gonna
predictions.
get slandered
Moving
for
on
the
to the
Cowboys.
NBA. Moving on, yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Moving on to the NBA. I believe Thomas has a game for us to
Yeah,
play.
I got a little game for you boys.
NBA related.
All right.
All right.
Hopefully the
So
website doesn't crash this time.
So I'm going to be competing against Marcus. Thomas is the host of this game, and he's going to name the stats of two players, and
You either have
we're
to go
gonna
with
have to
player A or player B.
We're gonna pick which player we'd rather have, and then guess the one that we picked. We have to guess who it is.
And I'll keep score as well, and then I'll let you know. So each point. Okay, so player A is a point guard that average. Did you guys get your notes ready or everything?
Oh, I gotta get a
Okay,
notebook.
just want to make sure you guys write it down.
So
Unless you want to remember it off the top of your head.
Nah,
Yeah.
I gotta write this down.
Yeah, I definitely have to write this down. It's not gonna help me.
Someone,
but I'll write it
someone's
down.
struggling right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll cut this part out of Marcus struggling.
I only struggle a little bit. All right.
Marcus, is that a little doodle on that page?
There's a little bit of doodle there, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Player A is a point guard that averages 26.4 points, 6.9 assists, and 5.9 rebounds. His 3-point percentage is 0.323 from 3. Player B is averaging 26 points, 9.1 assists, and 8.9 rebounds with a 3 percentage of 0.331 from 3. Two very strong
Is
point
he also
guards.
a point guard?
He's also a point guard.
They're
Yes.
both point guards.
Yes, they are both point
All
guards.
right. Okay. I mean, I'm picking player B.
Mm-hmm.
He seems like kind of the obvious choice there. Did you say these are both all-stars?
Let me double check on the other one. I know one of them is, and is the other one not? Oh, the other one is. They are both. Yes, they are both all-stars.
They're both point
I did
guards?
double check. Yes, I did double
Okay.
check.
I think player A
Well, wait, we got to
is
get
Steph Curry.
Okay.
And player B is John Morant.
Okay.
That's my
Marcos, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm gonna pick player A just to be different.
Okay. All right.
And I'm gonna guess that player A is Damian Lillard.
Okay, and player B?
I have no idea.
Okay. Player A is John Morant.
Oh, I got him mixed up. All right.
And
All right.
B
What's player B?
is Luka Doncic.
Oh, Luka Doncic.
Mm-hmm.
I chose Luka over John Morant.
Mm-hmm. Now we'll go with.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Now we're gonna go with rookies.
Rookies.
One is
Any
19
position?
Okay.
I will tell you afterwards. This is a 19-year-old.
Marcus is looking
I have
up
to-
lists
Yeah,
of rookies
yeah.
in the NBA.
This is a 19-year-old rookie. Plays around 31 minutes. Averages 12 points, 26% from 3, 7.7 rebounds, and 6.3 assists. He is a point guard / shooting guard.
Can you repeat that
Yes.
real quick?
He is a 19-year-old that plays around 31 minutes, 12.8 points, 26% from 3, 7.7 rebounds, 6.3 assists. He's a point guard / shooting guard. Now, player B is a 20-year-old, plays around 30 minutes, gets 14.4 points, 30% from 3, 3.2 rebounds, and 2.4 assists. He is a shooting guard.
Okay.
Cool.
So, all right.
I'm excited to
Marcus,
see
do you
Marcus.
want to say who you're going to pick first?
Yeah, I will. I'll go first. So I'm gonna pick player A again.
Okay.
And I'm gonna guess that player A is Cade Cunningham.
Okay.
How many points did you say player B average?
Player B averages 14.4 points.
Okay. I'm going to pick player A.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I think he's also. I think it's Cade Cunningham.
Okay.
I think player B is Scotty Barnes.
Okay, Marcos, do you have any idea what B could be?
I don't know, Jalen Green, maybe.
Marcos gets a point on Jalen Green. That is true. Player A.
Hold on, no, he didn't pick it. He doesn't get a point.
I picked
He didn't
player
pick
A.
He picked player A, but he got player B correct.
Okay, well, who is player
Yeah, but that's
A?
not what we're playing
Who
for.
is player A?
Player A is Josh Giddey, who plays for OKC.
Oh, Josh Giddey.
Yeah,
Okay.
dude, he's a beast right now. I love that, dude. He's only a couple months older
Alright.
or I'm older than him, which is weird.
Really?
Yes,
So why
You
why
should
aren't
be
you
in the NBA.
I
Yeah,
should be.
why
In
not?
why aren't I in the NBA?
We should
I
be
have
we
no
should be
idea.
doing this game with you as one of the players.
Oh, as me with one of the players. Okay, now these are all stars,
Do
boys.
I
Do I get like a
yeah,
half point for that?
All stars.
Yeah, these are now
Yeah,
all
you can get
stars.
half
a
Yeah,
point.
Marcos, I'll
Okay.
give you half a point. I'll give you half a point. Now both of you should be able to get this. Marcos, I'll give you a cheat code. You can pull up the all star list.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, come on, bro.
Okay, but like Chase, like
Wait,
I
wait,
don't
wait,
even
wait.
know
Alright,
what
now,
position
conti-
these guys play.
all right. Name the players.
Okay,
Come on.
name the players. No, okay.
Yeah,
This
name the players. Come on, let's go.
number one is a center averaging 29 points, 4 assists, and 10 rebounds.
All right.
Now
Dude,
player
I
B.
shouldn't have pulled up this list. It has stats on it. I'm just gonna like cover
Then
the
don't-
stats.
Yeah, don't cover. Then cover.
Just take the list out.
Yeah,
Like, don't look at
Marcus,
the
don't
list.
I'm not
Okay.
gonna look at the list.
Player B is also a center, averaging 25 points, 7.8 assists, and 13 rebounds. Both centers.
They're both centers.
So I'm gonna go
Yes.
with player B. I think player A is Joel Embiid, and player B is Nikola Jokic.
Marcos.
I'm gonna go with player A, and I'm gonna say that they're swapped. So Jokic is A, and B is Joel Embiid.
Okay, and Chase gets both of those. It was
Nice.
Joel Embiid and Doncic.
Nope, not
Oh,
Doncic.
not Doncic, not Jokic. I was thinking Doncic because the last round. All right, this is one that I'm excited
All right,
about.
so I got a point and a half then because we
That's
were
true.
saying.
True.
So
No, by the rules, that is true.
by the rules. Oh, this one's gonna be fun. Okay.
All right, are these all stars?
Yes. This all-star is averaging 7.9 points, 7.4 assists, and 7.6 rebounds. And this all-star is Jesus, where did I put it? Oh, and this all-star is averaging 18 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists.
Okay. So
I'll let Marcos go first. Not too good, but
yeah.
Marcos, player
Okay.
A or player B?
I feel like player A, so I don't know a lot of basketball. I feel like player A is a player that is good, but just like didn't have like great stats. Because that doesn't sound like an all-star stat line. But you didn't get positions, right?
I can give positions.
I don't want you to though. I think it's more
Okay.
fun that way. I'm gonna guess that player A is, I don't know, Karl Anthony Towns.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm picking player B.
Okay.
I think player B. I think player B is Andrew Wiggins.
Mm-hmm.
And if I were to take a guess on player A, Draymond Green.
Boom. Chase gets it again. Both of them correct.
Damn.
Yes.
I was gonna guess.
Yes.
Draymond Green was my other guess. I'm pissed about
Yeah.
that now.
So I wasn't even sure if Draymond Green was named
Yeah.
an
Well,
all-star
because I
this
saw
year.
him on here and it was like reserved, announces he won't play till injury, and that's all it says. I was like, oh, that sounds like a stat line for Draymond
That's
Green.
true. And the last one.
So player B was Andrew Wiggins, though?
Yes, player B was Andrew Wiggins. Okay, final round. This player is averaging 29 points, 6.4 assists, and 7.8 rebounds. This player is averaging 28.9 points, 6 assists, and 11.3 rebounds. Both all-stars.
What positions?
Marcos doesn't
do
want
we know the
positions.
positions?
No
No,
positions.
no,
on
you
this.
No
you, you
positions?
can use positions if you want. I'll just
It will
No,
give it
no,
away.
no
no
positions.
positions.
No
It would give
positions.
Actually, yeah,
away.
those seem like two
Okay.
of the best players in the league. So
They are.
like you feel like you wouldn't need.
This round is mostly for Marcos, if I'm going to be honest. So Chase, wait. Actually,
Can you give
Chase,
me
go
the
first.
stat lines?
Okay.
Can you give me the stat lines again, real quick?
Yeah.
Stat lines, yeah. Okay, this player B, 28.9 points, 6 rebounds, and 11.3 or 6 assists and 11.3 rebounds.
Okay.
Player
Player
A, 29.1 points, 6.4 assists, and 7.8 rebounds.
All right.
I'm gonna go with player B, and I think player B is LeBron James, and player A is Kevin Durant.
Okay,
That's
Okay.
Marcos.
I'm gonna go with player A then, and
Okay.
for some reason I feel like player A is Steph Curry.
Okay. One of you is right. Player B is LeBron. Player A
yep.
is Giannis.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Player B is. I didn't know LeBron's averaging 11.3 rebounds. Is that true?
Uh, LeBron is averaging 7.8. Giannis is 11.3.
Oh well, then I got it wrong.
oh yeah, I think you
did?
might have
'Cause-
flipped them then.
Then he switched it.
Yeah, I switched it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have okay.
All right. Yeah.
Yep. Well, Chase won.
Is that the last
Yeah,
round?
Chase
Yeah.
won.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
I believe I won. Yeah. Hey, you got half a point.
Marcus,
That's
you
pretty
did get
good.
half a point.
I know rookies. It's just my thing.
He did. He did get rookies, and I was
Yeah.
really surprised by that. Next week, someone
All right,
else might have a game. Maybe Marcos.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'll
Chase.
come up.
Yeah, I think Marcos's turn for a
We'll
game
do another
next
game
week.
this week. We'll do a different type of game though than just
Okay.
player
All right.
statistics.
Okay.
Sticking with basketball, though, we have DeMar DeRozan. He became the first Bulls player since Michael Jordan to have 6 straight games of scoring 35-plus points. Looks like he could be having an MVP season. There's a lot of candidates right now.
That's
It's
true.
probably going to be more broken up after the All-Star game, but just thought I'd throw that in there. Not much to talk about there. He's a MVP candidate.
That's
he
true.
really had a resurgence now that
He's on the Bulls.
got to the Bulls. The Celtics are on a 8-game win
Yes,
streak.
sir.
Looking good.
Pretty big for us.
Are they
Yep.
6th in the East, 7th in the East?
They are 6 in the East tonight.
6.
Oh, they face the
Yeah, so-
The East
76ers
is really
tonight.
close, isn't it?
They're 9-1 in their last
Mhm.
10 games. They do play the 76ers tonight. James Harden's not playing for
No,
that, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think he's playing until after the All-Star
No.
break.
Unfortunate.
We're only 4.5 games back from the number 1 spot, which is pretty good. The
Yeah,
East
this is a really
highly
close,
competitive. Yeah.
We had some trades.
West.
We had some trades at the trade deadline that I thought were a little questionable. Derek White looks like he might be good, though. I had literally never heard that name before in my life.
Neither
and
did. We
Yeah,
did
he
give
looked
up a
pretty
lot
good.
for that, though.
Yeah.
We gave up Josh
that-
Richardson, Romeo Langford, a 2022 first-round pick, and a 2028 first-round swap.
that seems like way too much for. He better be good.
Yes.
He looked
We
pretty
also
good,
did.
the other
Guess who
night.
we just got? Also, we got Tice back, everyone's
Mm.
favorite Celtics player.
Yeah. That trade was really stupid to me. What can
Yeah.
you read that trade off?
So the Celtics get Daniel Tice, and the Rockets get Dennis Schroeder, Enes Freedom, and Bruno Fernando.
Those 3 players for Daniel Tice.
Yep.
Is he good now? I haven't watched him since he was
I
on the
don't
Celtics.
think Tice
but-
was doing great. If I'm going to be honest, he wasn't putting up
I think
amazing numbers. I think Brad likes
it's
him.
the same thing with the. It's the same thing with the Al Horford
Mhm.
trade. I think Brad Stevens I think he just thinks he fits in that
He does. Yeah.
lineup. Which I'm gonna trust him until it proves to fail. We're on an 8-game win
I
streak,
know.
so I don't know. We'll see.
Do we want to talk about the Jazz or not the Jazz, the Sixers trade, or do you think everyone knows about that?
Yeah, obviously big trade. James Harden for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry,
Andre
Andre Drummond.
Yep.
And 2 first-round picks.
A 2022 first-round pick and a 2027 first-round pick. But the 76ers also get Paul Millsap as well.
Paul Millsap is not going to play.
No.
He's
No.
so old now.
Yeah.
I
Philly
think it's a
looking
good
nice.
trade for both teams.
Yeah.
I think both teams improved with that trade.
Mhm.
If Ben Simmons can still play basketball, I think
Mhm.
both teams improved in that trade. I think
Seth Curry's doing pretty well right now.
the Nets improved on the bench. Yeah, Seth Curry's going to be a huge bench player for them. But I think the 76ers won that trade. I think if James Harden
True.
wasn't motivated to play basketball on the Nets.
He didn't like the offensive style.
And he wasn't motivated. Yeah. But when he is motivated to play basketball, he can get you 28 points a game.
It's easy for him when he's excited and wants to play basketball.
Yeah, and I think he'll get along with Joel Embiid a lot. Joel Embiid's super easy to get along with. Ben Simmons is about the only person on earth that didn't get along with Joel Embiid. I don't know. I think they could be scary in the East.
It could look scary. It could look scary.
Don't be surprised if we're talking about them in the NBA Finals by the end of the year.
I know. I put them up there as well. The West is.
If the Celtics made that trade for Damian Lillard, we'd be talking about the Celtics in the NBA.
That's a pot. Next year
or
this offseason.
We'll see about it.
We'll see.
And then not much going on in the NHL, but Boston fans. Tuukka Rask did just retire. He was a longtime Boston goalie. Didn't win any Stanley Cups with him. He had some shaky playoff performances, but he was very consistent during the regular season, and he will be missed. Time for the Swayman to
finally hang it up. Yeah,
from UMaine. I think he's going to be pretty good.
Wait, really? A guy from UMaine?
Yeah, Swayman's from UMaine, I believe. So
Rask retires, and we get a Mainer in the goal.
So
all right,
excited about the future of the Bruins. I think they're getting their window's closing, but I don't think it'll be closed for long. And then, Simone Biles got engaged.
She did get engaged. Yeah, she got engaged to Houston's Texans. She got engaged to a Houston Texans player. I'll look it up. It was popping all over my social media.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big Simone Biles guy.
Huge Simone Biles guy.
How many Olympics does she have left? Like, what's the kind of career length for a gymnast? Because she's 24, and I don't know anything about gymnasts, but that seems kind of like...
I think
Jonathan Owens. That is who she got engaged to.
Yeah. Usually, I think gymnasts are pretty shorter lifespan in terms of Olympics, because I remember when Gabby Douglas was huge in she was like the last Simone Biles. I think she only really competed in like two or three, and by the third one she wasn't anything special. So it's got to be getting close, but I think Simone Biles is better than Gabby Douglas.
Of course.
So we'll see.
She's a goat.
She's the goat. So all right, with that, I think that does it for episode 2 of the Inside the Lines podcast. Thank you guys all for joining us. We will have links in the description to our Twitter and Instagram. And if you want to follow us on TikTok, it's Inside the Lines Pod on TikTok. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.